to that strong ancient. It's a young temple, but it's an ancient gate. Guys, an ancestor who rise up and take that position to further the liberation. Because it's years now, I and as Rastafari chanting black liberation, black redemption, black restoration, and all these things. His Majesty and the other brethren in 1963 set the OAU, which is today the AU, with that motive, really for the liberation. It took 42 years for the AU to recognize or to make public that we as Africans in this diaspora is a sixth part of the continent. So we're truly proud to be black. And we will stand up for blackness at any cost and at all costs. Because that is who we are. And we must love ourselves first before we love anyone else. So we say Ibrahim! Ibrahim! Ancestor spirit, because the ancestors we're walking with, and the time has come. The time has come for black people to wake up and rise up all over creation. And who don't wake up and rise up is going to get carried away with the whole world.
I tell you.
So take your position now. Highly high. Highly high. Empress Menenai. So we're moving on. And I have a few brothers. And we're looking at Sangha amongst the family, who I and I will call to say a few words with love and respect and honor. Really, yes, Sangha. Not now, I'll call you Majesty. Yeah. And I hear we want to start off with the youth. Because a youthful energy moving. Really,
Classy, Rastafari.
With Judah. Looking right into you mean in invisible mode? That is good. Gain power. Yeah, brother, Judah, go and say a few words.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. I'm marvelous to know representing for the black people of the nation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The C stand for Hands Off Ibrahim Traore. Theory. Speech for Rastafarians and black conscious people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yurumie. Better known as Yurumie. Blessed love and greetings, brothers and sisters. Jah light shine upon all gathered here today in love, unity, and understanding. I come before you in the spirit of Pan-African consciousness, with the fire of Marcus Garvey in my heart, with the dread wisdom of His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie I in my soul, and with the cry of freedom from the womb of Mama Africa still echoing in my bones. Today, I rise loudly and clearly. Hands off Ibrahim Traore. Hands off the revolutionary young lion of Burkina Faso, a son of Africa who rise up bold and fearless to defend his people, to cast out chains of imperial control, and to lift up high the banner of African dignity. Traore, like Sankara before him, is a torchbearer of black liberation, a warrior. A warrior in the same spirit of Rastafari being chanting down Babylon from long time. And so I What has this to do with I man here on this land? With the Rasta man who walk barefoot to Zion Hill. With the black mother who sell provision in the market. With the youth who trod to school barefoot but full of fire. It have everything to do with we. Because of we and them, we and the people of Africa are one blood, one people, separated only by the ocean. But connected, we connected in a spirit by history and by destiny. Traore, stand against neo-colonial forces, against France, against NATO, and the global exploiters. It stand for oppressed black people everywhere.
All over creation.
Everywhere. It stand for everywhere. When he say we want sovereignty, we want self-determination, he speak for every one eye. Whoever dream or have the vision of real independence, are we speaking for? But the imperialists, them vex.
Born white supremacy now. Fire.
They vex because black people rise. They vex because the children of Africa start to think for their own self. They vex because the young lion, like Traore, he refused to be a house slave in a Babylon system. He refused it. He could have been easy. He could have fit in easy. But he refused. So they spread lies upon him and propaganda and start to threat. Start to send threat. You see them send threat. They try to isolate him. But we say again, hands off.
Hands off.
Ibrahim Traore.
My God, can't see by an eye.
Here in this land, we must not only speak words, but must live them.
Liberty. Aye, liberty.
Let we teach the youths about the African heroes.
Aye.
Man like Labumba,
Yes.
Sankaka, Nkrumah, Brugo, Owel, Garvey, Haile Selassie, and now Ibrahim. Big up Joseph Shatti. Can't leave him out. Honorable Joseph Shatti. Duvalier, every one of them. Let we support Africa unity, not just in words, but in deeds, in trade, in culture, in our music, music, and true education, which is very important. Education, starting. Let the Rasta community lead the charge. Let the Rasta community lead the charge.
Take it up again.
Because Rasta been saying it long before the world wake up.
Take it up again.
Africa, for Africans at home and abroad.
Take it up again.
And let the government of this place say, called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let him know we watching.
Yes.
Rastafari!
And we listen. We expecting action, not silence. When African leaders are under attack, we now hear them this silence.
Definitely.
Them need to come out. If Ralph Gonsalves could speak against injustice in Palestine, then let him speak about justice in Africa too. Yes. out public and say, hands off Ibrahim Traore. Hands off. I want him say it. All the leaders need to show that support. Let the Caribbean voice be a solidarity, not a puppet for the West. We need to fire about them things. We done with the puppet thing. We get our own mind. So my people, the struggle is not over now. But the fire is still burning. Oh, yeah. From the hills of Lasufre to the plains of Ouagadougou. That is the capital in our Burkina Faso. You know how they get we mouth tie up with the English. I can't even pronounce it. But we know love still, you know. That's the capital, like how we capital the Kingston where the kings them belong. Yeah, that's the capital.
Kings come roll again.
Yeah. From Lasufre, we stand as African family saying no to imperialism. No to recolonialization. And yes to black unity. Self-reliance and liberation. As Bamali sing, Africa unite, because we are moving right out of Babylon. So let we move together now. Hands off! Hands off! Africa! Hands off Africa too! Hands off Africa! Forward forever, backward never. To the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart. Be humble and acceptable to the eyesight of Jah Rastafari and Empress Mennonite and the public and everyone here. Bless their love. You see, we were worried. We started to worry about the future. Yeah, because if you have joy, you're going to get sorrow. And sometimes when you're confident, you know what I mean, a little thing does run across. You know, a little thing does run across and make you want to wander. You know, end up in Alice's place now. But we don't wandering again because what? Look the future here. Really high. So as the young people say, the kings come to take over the Kingstown. Again, kings come to rule now. And the queens. The kings and the queens, because you can't have the kings without the queens.
Balance.
So Rastafari, family, let we stand up together. Put away differences, petty differences, and let we work together because the future don't belong to us, you know. It belongs to our generation coming. So it's them we have to think about. So give thanks. Highly high. We're moving on again. There's more fire. Brother Howard Craig would like to